From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolynny TV. And welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers Talk here on Dolynny TV, guys. I'm your host for Dolynny TV, Tyson Dolynny. How many times can I say my last name in the first 5 seconds of a video? But today, kind of following up a 7-2 victory for the Edmonton Oilers, right? A huge, massive, goal-scoring victory, exactly what we finally needed out of a lot of guys at this point of the season, right? You got to think Kazian gets the goal from Lucic, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Well, you expect that out of them per se, but when they go off like that, there's just something so magical for the Oilers that it's hard to spell, right? So Darnell Nurse gets a goal. It was just an all-around good goal-scoring effort. Jujhar Khaira gets an assist on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' marker. I have no other words for it. Alex Chiasson gets a goal. It was an absolutely stunning performance for the Edmonton Oilers last night against the Minnesota Wild. And one such performance that doesn't go into the goal column is the man in goal for the Oilers in Cam Talbot. The guy is definitely rounding into shape all of a sudden. Just give him 2 games and suddenly he's off and running back to that 2016-2017 form, right? 2016-17 he won 42 games, lost 22, lost 8 in his shootout or overtime, and then really the stats that stick out, 239 goals against and a 919 save percentage. Right there, those fall in my category of stuff that Oilers goaltenders need to do and have in their stats column for us to make the playoffs. So Cam Talbot, all of a sudden, I mean, it's tough. Because now I'm here praising him when I've pretty much spent the entire season ripping him to shreds. Honestly, I'm just happy the Oilers have maybe finally figured out what Talbot needs to do to be a successful goaltender for us again. However, holy crap, my eye is itchy. However, when it comes down to it, it's good to see Cam Talbot doing, but is it sustainable? Is it sustainable the rest of the year? Luckily, however, for the first time in Cam Talbot's tenure as Edmonton Oilers goaltender, guess what? We have a backup or a starter, whatever you want to call Mikko Koskinen at this point. I think he's the starter. I think Talbot's just playing hot, so we got back-to-back starts. Honestly, Koskinen is playing phenomenal, so now you've got 2 goalies you can go to by the looks of it. It'll be interesting to see who they go to on Sunday against the Flames. But you've got 2 goaltenders you can look at and say, hey, after the past 2 games out of Talbot and after what we've gotten out of Mikko this season, maybe we've got goaltenders. I need you, let's go. And you know you're going to guarantee yourself a good chance at a victory. So maybe let's ask ourselves, is the 2016-17 Cam Talbot back after these 2 games? You know what, you can call it lucky, right? Minnesota, a good team, very strong offensively, very strong defensively kind of deal. They had weak goaltending last night, so who knows, but our goaltending hung steady for us, so that's good. You can see I'm still struggling with a little bit of cold that I have too. Minnesota, 2 goals against, 33 shots against for 31 saves, a 939 save percentage. Huge for Cam Talbot. That's massive. A 2.0 goals against average. That's good news. For Cam Talbot against St. Louis, same thing. 2 goals against, 30 shots against, 28 saves, 933 save percentage. Past couple of games before that, LA, 3 goals against, 900 save percentage. And then Vegas was a 806 save percentage. That was the 6-goal game. The last game of Todd McLellan's tenure. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was it. That was all for Cam Talbot for quite a while. I honestly have to say he absolutely doomed himself there. And then you've got Colorado, 800 save percentage, 3 goals against, 12 shots saved. That's it on 15 shots against. That is brutal for Cam Talbot. So I guess if you look at it reverse, right, you go from the Colorado game to the Minnesota game in the last 5 for Cam Talbot. Things have definitely picked up in the last 2 games. And he's also, I think, the biggest thing everybody else has noticed in his past 2 games is standing in the crease and battling for pucks. You know what? I blamed him on the 2 goals against St. Louis. There was a couple of judgment calls the defense made that weren't so great, but Cam Talbot stood tall after allowing the first 2 goals and battled through. He battled in front, he battled in the side posts, and just made sure whatever he could do to stop the puck, he did. And we haven't seen that out of Cam Talbot in a while. We kind of see him look defeated, look not exactly tired, but almost lazy per se in net. And so to see Cam Talbot come through in St. Louis, see him do what he did in Minnesota. I caught a little bit of the game at the bar when I was there eating wings, but for Cam Talbot to battle and just do everything he can to keep a puck out of the net, that's exactly what he needs to do. And if I'm going to ask you where he learned that, or where he learned that again, it's look no further than the guy that's sitting on the bench when Cam Talbot's out there. Mikko Koskinen, being an unknown in the NHL, coming in on a $2.5 million contract as the quote-unquote backup, well, he had to just go in there and give it his all. Fight, claw, scratch to make every save and to make every start. And honestly, Cam Talbot, last 2 games, that's exactly what he's done. And that's beautiful to maybe now see a very good bond between both goaltenders forming. Honestly, that might be the biggest factor, is these 2 goaltenders are now pushing each other. And now you go into Sunday, man, I think the Oilers go and take another game against Calgary, because you got to see these 2 goaltenders hot as hell right now. And then you've got the offense coming off a 7-goal game. You know what? Famously, our offense is good for crapping the bed after putting up a big number. But I think it's going to be a very, very good game against Calgary. And no matter which goaltender starts for us, it's going to be exciting to see how they perform, right? If it's Mikko Koskinen, you got to go and lights out, keep your job. If you're Cam Talbot, keep rolling, buddy. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, and hopefully you keep earning start after start. Because for Cam Talbot this year, guys, what I haven't said is his full stats for the season. 17 games started, 7 wins, 9 losses, 1 OT shootout loss, and then you've got 51 goals against in 17 games. That's literally 3 goals a game, as he's got a 3.12 goals against average because he's been pulled. And then you got to think about the .895 save percentage. That's ugly. But seriously, he keeps having these 2 goals against games. Maybe gets one where he only allows 1, and he keeps making 30-plus saves a game. Suddenly, you're talking Cam Talbot is back and better than ever almost. If he can get his goals against average down to about 2.8 by end of month or end of January, and Mikko Koskinen keeps doing what he's doing, I don't see the Oilers having any problem running into the playoffs. And especially running the playoffs with 2 goaltenders, you ride the hot hand. That's essentially what the Oilers have wanted to do for how many friggin' years now. And now we're finally maybe getting the chance to do that with Cam Talbot and Mikko Koskinen. Guys, the question really is, like I said, is the 2016-17 Cam Talbot back based on the past 2 games? That's the tough question. Do you subscribe to thinking, you know what, 2 games, he's showing what I like. Yeah, you know what, he's back. Let's go. Cam Talbot is back, baby. We're running to the playoffs. Or do you have to kind of take a leap of kind of caution almost with Cam Talbot and say, great performance, great performance, great performance, great performance. Okay, he's back. Right, 5-6 games into a win streak for Cam Talbot. You know what, Cam Talbot's back. He'll struggle 1 game and then he'll get it back on a 4-game run. Well, that's what we're hoping for. Is it going to stay true? I am not 100% sure. 2 games for Cam Talbot. He looks good. I like what he's showing. I want it to continue. Don't get me wrong. Cam Talbot is a vital piece to the Oilers. Although, yes, the argument to trade him is going to heat up now that he's winning games as well. So, guys, what do you think? You gotta come into the comment section and give me your thoughts on Cam Talbot, the past 2 games, what you're projecting for the rest of the season, and let me know what your thoughts are on the entire subject. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you guys in the next one.